guns down, everybody. Put them guns down. Say put them guns down, everybody. This is my town. Yes, I'm gonna save everybody. Put them guns down. I'm tired of family killing family. Put them guns down. Don't want that here no more dead bodies. Put them guns down. My press goes out to love somebody. Put them guns down. Enough money out for everybody. Put them guns down. It's babies out, don't shoot nobody. Put them guns down. Ain't no rush, you know anybody. Put them guns down. Say put them guns down, everybody. This is my town. I just pray that I chase somebody. Put them guns down. Stop that shit and watch you and catch a body. Put them guns down. Everybody wanna follow somebody. That's why my city so hated and full of jealousy. No fearing me, they saving me. I believe that God gon' get me. Very spotty in life. On the light, on the bright stars at night. On the one, on the head of my sight. On the fight, so I can't stay there. Make that sight. I know my rights, but I lost that fight. That time would have failing me. God was telling me, try to get yourself out the street. I get custom streets for money. I got baptized yesterday. And I'm proud to say, I got God will make sure I can go to church today. I'm talking to you people, you will make you got that Rico. This is my heart, I'm rapping without no zero. Put the guns down, you killing your own people. Tell everybody, put the guns down. Say put them guns down, everybody. This is my town. Yes, I'm gonna save everybody. Put them guns down. I'm tired of family killing family. Put them guns down. Don't want that here no more dead bodies. Put them guns down. My press goes out to love somebody. Put them guns down. Enough money out for everybody. Put them guns down. It's babies out, don't shoot nobody. Put them guns down. Ain't no rush, you know anybody. Put them guns down. And if you talking down, don't bring around me. Cause I don't need the action and negativity. I'm just trying to feed my blood family. Together we can build a great city. I have no fear of being my enemies. And mama don't shed a tear or so apart me. Put the guns down, y'all, and get some money. A little motivation, y'all, just turn it out with me. Pray I get rich to free my dog off the penitentiary. And when I cut this check, it's ball, just with the family. When I was lonely, you didn't call, so don't reach out to me. Now who you scared to be? It ain't no scared of me. So my pride to the free, never lied to a cheat. Scared to die, why he? Look at I, don't look at me. Start a movement, please. Call it BTGD. Not the soul, follow me and say put them guns down, everybody. This is my town. Yes, I'm gonna save everybody. Put them guns down. I'm tired of family killing family. Put them guns down. Don't want that here no more dead bodies. Put them guns down. My press goes out to love somebody. Put them guns down. Enough money out for everybody. Put them guns down. It's babies out, don't shoot nobody. Put them guns down. Ain't no rush, you know anybody.
Well, we got it. That was Joaquin. That was Little Prada. That was his track that he did for the city of Chicago for the campaign of Frederick Collins and also Joaquin Noah of the Chicago Bulls. It was called "Put the Guns Down."
That's right. Put the guns down,
Chicago. Put the guns down. That's right. We got to understand because it's really getting really sad about this situation with putting the guns down. You know, even though they have given the laws about carrying concealed weapons now, you're able to carry and conceal your weapon. But at the same time, Frederick Collins is also a Chicago police officer. So we have been watching the news and covering the news and doing a lot of things that is watching what is going on with the industry out here in the world. Is no longer the hip hop artists or rappers that's out here shooting up East Coast, West Coast, shooting up and fighting each other. Now it's come to light that the police are out here just doing unruly, unjustified. Well, you know, we've had a lot of topics talking about this all week. I'm sure you have seen it. We haven't heard too much yet about in Chicago any unused or lawful use of force here in Chicago. But can you give us some highlights? Because people are scared right now of police, and the situation is just like in Indianapolis, I don't know if you aware or heard of the situation where the passenger was sitting in the car.
Right, I actually saw the video. And here's the biggest thing.
Okay.
There's a lack of communication between the community and the police. Okay? And it's been there for a long time. So what we're talking about is there needs to be a method of building communication between the police and the public again. Because right now there's such a disconnect. And when you take a look at what has happened in St. Louis and what has happened in New York and what has happened in Indianapolis, whereas they broke the window out and then tased the man in front of his child, one of the things I talk about is, as a Chicago police officer, first of all, is that we are to serve the public, okay? We understand that there's a certain amount of force that you use against criminals when they're doing criminal things. But for a traffic stop for a seatbelt, I don't see an excuse for busting out a window and then tasing somebody. That makes no sense to me for a seatbelt. That is absolutely ridiculous. And then to put a gentleman who had broken up a fight, and you had witnesses there saying in New York that he had not only broken up the fight, and he had his hands up and was just saying, hey, look, all I did was break up the fight and have anything else to do. I'm not fighting you. And to be put into a chokehold, and when he's saying that I can't breathe, I can't breathe, and he's already handcuffed, he's already down on the ground, to continue to apply that pressure until the young man dies, there's no excuse for that. Also, there was a gentleman who was pulled over in a gas station. I don't know if you saw the video of this.
Oh, yeah, with the state trooper.
With the state trooper. And the state trooper walked up to the man as he was getting ready to get out and get some gas and said, hey, let me see your driver's license and your insurance. And he said, okay, officer, I'm just going to reach for my driver's license and insurance. And as soon as he turned around in the car to get his driver's license and insurance, he was immediately shot.
Several times.
And not only that, right, he was shot, and then the young man threw his hands up and said, hey, officer, I was just finna get my driver's license and insurance. You shot me. I mean, this is on video. You shot me. And he shot him again.
What is the city doing at this present time? How are they handling this situation? How are they talking? What are they? I know in roll call, I know the sergeants and lieutenants are probably telling y'all one thing, and y'all get out on the street and their situation. I know the difference between the band of the brothers, brothers in blue. Hey, the white brother's going to do what they're going to do. The black brother's going to do what they're going to do. Of course, you got to be out there on your safety and your P's and Q's. But what is it right now you guys are going through right now with this situation, with all these? How can the public trust the police, and how can the future mayor bring the trust back into the community that police are not here to just gang rush them?
Well, let's first put one thing in priority. The majority of Chicago police officers or police officers around this great country of ours, in every city and every metropolitan area, go out to do their job. They don't go out to rob, hit, shoot, or maim, or disrespect, or victimize anybody. They just don't. But like everything in life, there's some good and bad apples, and we have to judge them on their own separate merit, each case one by one. Because I'm going to tell you something, there's also a video that has been shown where officers have gotten out, and just as they were walking up to the car to do a traffic stop, the window went down and they were shot and killed in the line of duty. So, I mean, as a police officer, this always weighs on your mind, because in our line of work, you deal with danger all the time. Nobody calls the police to say, welcome to a birthday party. When people call the police, it's because there's something serious going on. Somebody's life is at stake. Somebody's sick. Somebody's ill. So you're always very conscious of your surroundings. You're always thinking quickly. What I want to do as the next mayor of the city of Chicago is implement certain types of training, diversity training. A situation, knowing that it could go either way, but prepared for whichever way it goes in a moment notice. But also, I want to make sure, number one, that our officers carry the respect of knowing that they are to serve and protect the public. And let me tell you something, the majority of police officers and law enforcement, that's exactly what they do.
What is the Superintendent McCarthy saying right now? How is he handling this situation? You've said numerous times that when you get in office, you're putting him out of office. So I mean, what putting him out of a job? So what is it right now? He is telling fellow officers, telling 911 dispatchers how to handle situations. What is going on? What is being said out there?
Well, here's my thing. Here's my take on it. Is that under this current leadership we have with Superintendent McCarthy, I think there's a huge disconnect between the public and Mr. McCarthy. And I also think there's a huge distrust because people feel as though crime is not being reported the right way. When you have 30 or 40 shootings over the weekend and you say crime is down, where is it down at? It's like saying cancer.
Over in his area. That's probably where, hey, first district got it protecting like that. Oh, you up, right?
Yeah. And so what I'm looking at is this. I would prefer, and as the next mayor of the city of Chicago, I will hire from within the department somebody who grew up in Chicago, somebody who understands the culture of Chicago, who understands how things work in this city of ours, to be more of an effective person, a more of effective leadership in the city of Chicago and protecting all Chicagoans and protecting every child and protecting every community. And that is so important because I'm going to tell you something. Everybody who goes to the doctor regularly, who's grew up with the same doctor, when you get a brand new doctor, what does he have to do? He has to run all new tests. He has to get to know your family history. And so it takes time for him to be able to adequately be able to prescribe to you what it is that you need to have done. Whereas if you get somebody from the from somebody you grew up with, that doctor already knows what your family history is. They understand your mother and father's blood type. They know what's going on with you. And so it's just common sense to me to hire somebody from within who understands the culture of Chicago, the people of Chicago, and knows what it is that needs to be done in our great city. And so for me, I would definitely hire somebody from within the department. Same thing when it comes to the Board of Education. We've got Dr. Barbara Bennett Byrd. And let me tell you something, she already has a questionable past when it comes to education. And to sit there and do the things that has been done within our public schools and to implement policies that really don't serve our children, those are things that I feel need to be changed. So I would not retain McCarthy and I would not retain Dr. Byrd Bennett. And I am very firm on that. And that won't change.
Let me ask you a question, Prada. What are your fellow colleagues, your companion rap artists, are saying right now about the police situation? You are a resident of Chicago, right? Yes. So you have dreadlocks. Yes. You wear the bling and everything, and walk up and down the street. I don't know what kind of car you have. I seen. I don't know if that was yours. Or I know Colin's car. Right. But my thing is, how are you and your youth feeling at this present time with the situation going on with the police situation?
Well, like how you just explained me, I have dreads. I'm nothing different from the next guy with the pistol or without the pistol in his hand. So, and my guys, they still in the streets. So, and they don't like that. They don't like the police. And they don't like the police, and they don't like what's going on with the police. How they shooting young youth, young black African American males. They really intimidated by the police. So they will do it. They don't like the whole situation with the police picking on young brothers.
Let me ask you this question. You're out here, you're making your music. What are you telling them to do to work with you with Frederick Collins to keep out of trouble? Because, yes, Frederick Collins is a Chicago police officer. He's also running for mayor. Right. But at the same time, he's trying to reach out for the youth and bring you guys in and understand what politics is all about. Yes. My question to you is, how are your youth taking Frederick Collins running for mayor? Do they figure, okay, he's just going to get in office and do what he's going to do? I want to hear from the youth because you're out here. Okay. You're talking amongst your peers. Mm-hmm. You're 19 years of age. Mm-hmm. You know, this man gets in office, and you know, we want to keep him in office and keep him in the streets at the same time. It's not like, well, he can keep his Chicago police job and still be mayor. Not like out here and